Welcome to another Stretch with Dave. I, of course, am Dave. Today we need a chair. I'm just using a box here as well as a mat. We are going to start on the ground and we're going to do some of that PNF stretching. So how this is going to work today is I'm going to start with my figure four stretch. So I've crossed my left leg over my right, left hand through the whole right side, pulling my right knee towards my chest. So as I do this, I'm feeling the stretch in my left glute. And what we're going to do is now we're going to uncross, left foot planted into the ground. I'm just going to go up into that glute bridge as high as I can, push high, 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 higher, higher, as high as you can go. And then we're going to cross that left leg over again, left hand through the hole, right hand on the outside, and see if we can just get a little bit more out of this stretch. We're going to switch sides now. We're going to go right leg crossed over, right hand through the hole, left hand through the outside. The theory behind PNF stretching is by doing a large contraction after a stretch, we can get more range of motion. But the other nice thing about it is that we learn to activate the muscles that we're stretching. We can't always just stretch these muscles. We need to activate them too, or we actually increase our risk of injury. We'll uncross, right leg into the ground, push our hips up, and we increase our risk of injury because our range of motion is greater, but we are weaker. So that's why it's important to activate as much as you can here, pushing that up as high as you can. And relax. Right leg crossed over again, right hand through the hole, left hand on the outside. Perfect. We're going to slowly stand up. There's a little bit of up and down today. And we're going to do the same thing with our hamstrings. I'm going to go left hamstring, right hamstring, just so that it's not too much up and down, and then we'll do our activation and we'll stretch again. Oh. Hopefully I'm still going here. I'm getting some update thing popped up on me there. Apologize about that. Didn't want it to shut off on us. Okay, so we're going to go left leg on the chair or box, toe pointed towards the shin, slightly lean forward. Again, we're going to stretch out the left side, we're going to stretch out the right side, and then we'll do our activation, stretch, stretch again. And we'll go to the right side now. Now, if I was very strict with my PNF stretching, I would do left, activate left, stretch left. But we don't always need to be perfect. We just want to feel that 6 out of 10 stretch in the hamstring. Leg is straight, toe pointed towards the shin. I have that slight lean forward. And we're going to go to our mat again. And we're going to do a similar glute bridge. However, this time, I'm going to make my legs mostly straight, slight bend in the bottom, and then I'm going to do that glute bridge. And as you push those hips up, you can feel those hamstrings activating, and this is pretty tough. If you find it too tough, just bring your feet closer to your bum. If you find it too easy, straighten out those legs a little bit more, but you still want that slight bend, ever so slight. If you go fully straight, it won't be as hard. Or you won't activate them as much is what I should be saying there. All right, and then we'll come back up, stretch out the left, stretch out the right again. And again, the goal here is that we get a little bit more range of motion, so you might lean a little bit further forward. This might not feel like a measurable amount that you're increasing your range of motion, but trust me, a few degrees can make all the difference. And we'll switch sides. If you busted out your at-home goniometer, I know that you all have, you'd be able to actually see an increase in range of motion. Excellent. So I'm going to use the TRX. You can use the door frame, a wall. We're going to stretch out our chest next. I think I can actually get a little bit closer to the camera here. So I'm grabbing a handle in each hand, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to walk out as far as I can so I feel that 6 out of 10 stretch in my chest and my shoulders. Just looking straight ahead or looking down. You'll notice I don't have my hands up here. I have them down here. And why I do that is I find it's best to get your shoulders back and down to stretch the chest, because our shoulders are we're usually shrugged up throughout the day. So this is a good way to reverse it. So our activation exercise for this, you can do using your chair, you can do using your mat, but essentially we're going to hold the bottom part of the push-up. So I'm just holding here. I find this actually much more difficult to do on the incline when I get nice and low. Again, my chest is just hovering. And we'll push up and go back into that door frame stretch. And again, you might be able to get quarter of the step further. Those shoulders back and down just a little bit more. That chest a little bit higher. All right, excellent. So you could be using you can use the TRX for this. You could use a wall. You don't need to use anything, but we're going to do our quadricep stretch. So classic stretch, right? I grab my right foot by the laces, and then I just bring my heel towards my bum, try to make sure my knees are in line here. And the TRX is a great tool, right, where I don't have the best balance, but I can use the TRX to assist me, but it's not as stable as something like a wall or a chair, right? Like I have to work a little bit for my assistance here. All right, so that was the right side that I stretched. I didn't call that out, so if you did the left side first, you'll just have to go to your left side. But I'm going to use my box. I have a little bit of a higher box here. It's probably a little higher than your chair. If your chair's not sturdy, you could use something that's a little bit more sturdy to step on. If you're not comfortable with that, you can just go with a march, but it won't be as effective. All I'm going to do is I'm going to step up with my right foot and down with my left foot. And I'm going to do that 5 times. And why I'm stepping down with my left foot is because it keeps my right foot activated the whole time. And I actually shouldn't be stepping off my box here. And I think that was 5, but I'm going to do one more just for good luck there in case I didn't. And now I'll stretch that right side again. I have my TRX assisting with my balance. It's not doing all the work. I still have to work for it, but it is helping. Just trying to get a little bit more range of motion there. And this is our last stretch for the day. Just so you know, little heads up. And we'll switch sides. So now, doing my left side, I'm holding on, whoa, to my left foot with my left hand. Right hand is on the TRX. I'm finding my balance. All right, and same thing. I'm going to step up with my left 5 times, down with my right, and I'm going to keep my left foot on the box the whole time. And normally through PNF, I would do an isometric contraction like we did with the push-ups, hamstrings, and glutes, where we're holding it. Lost count again because I was talking, so we'll do one more. However, that's a little harder with quads. I could have you like hang out here. Well, that's pretty difficult. Holding onto the TRX again with my right hand, grabbing my left foot with my left hand, stretching out that quad by bringing my left heel towards my bottom. Keeping my chest lifted and trying to hold my balance for dear life here. On this side, I'm really feeling that increase range of motion, getting my heel a little closer to my bum. And that is it. I hope you enjoyed that. I try to mix things up a little bit throughout the video so they don't get so stale. If you do like the PNF stretching or the multiple sets of stretching, let me know. But until next time, I will see you in the next video. As a reminder, in the month of August, you can get 500 thanks a ton points for attending one of our group exercise classes here at Beach Road. Unfortunately, not virtually because it's a little more difficult to track. And that's once per participant for the month. So you can only get 500 thanks a ton points. It's not once per class. So we hope to see you there. And I hope you have a wonderful day.